Word on the street. Word on the
Hey,
street.
your hair is cute. Okay, where are y'all? I don't even know where y'all are.
We're right by the Independence office.
Yeah, an orange.
Oh, I you know what, the brick threw me off.
Well, we're actually here by the Pinto House, which is going through a historic building, which is going through it's being shifted from its current space. I don't know if people are updated.
Relocation and restoration.
Location. So we have someone here who's actually going to tell us all about what's going on there, some of the technical terminology that we should probably understand about how this process works. So we'll move it to Tony.
Hi.
Hello.
Tony,
Good morning.
what the word on the street is?
Sure. The word on the street is we are relocating the Pinto House, which is historical. Apparently, Eli Whitney lived there or cohabitated it at one point with somebody, I'm sure. But you know, part of this project was we had to relocate that building before we can begin the larger project of building a 102 unit apartment building, which is going to look a lot nicer than an old broken down parking.
So could you tell us what's specifically going on today? We've done a little bit of coverage about the process.
Sure. Today, there are a few things we have to do before we can continue on the Pinto House. We got it in place. It's secure and safe, but we have to do the foundation, at least for the main building now, and that's what's going on today. The back half of the foundation is being backfilled. And during the course of that backfilling, we have material testing companies here testing the soil and making sure the soil is compacted properly. And you know, there are guidelines that we have to go by. So we have all of that going on now. We've got a lot of heavy equipment going on here. We have 3 large pieces of equipment, 2 excavators and 1 really large loader, which I'm sure they'll show you a picture of shortly. And they're all working, and we have some guys here. So this is getting done now, and hopefully the foundation portion will be complete by the first, maybe into the second week of August. And then once we do that, we can actually start erecting the steel and working on the Pinto House. Now, as far as the Pinto House goes, what we did is we took the original stone that was on the front, which was an old sandstone. If you remember, it was that pink sort of looking stone with the stairs and everything. We have that located on the property, and it's numbered and it's ready to go back. We also took some of the stones from the side of the foundation, because if you remember from the pictures of it, the foundation was kind of rubbly, you know, so we could only use so much of it. But what we did is we took the best part of that, cleaned it up, and that's also in the back, ready to reinstall. So we're going to try to reinstall this as accurately as possible. We have we're engaging with a gentleman. He hasn't actually said he's going to do it yet, but he's like really good. So I don't want to mention his name, but he's known for these restorations, and we want to. It's a little pricey, but we want to engage him to, at the very least, do the front, the sandstone, and the steps, because that is important. That's the first thing you saw.
So the Pinto House is going to stay on Orange Street?
Is the Pinto House staying?
Yeah, it's already moved to where it's got to be moved to.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
And I just want to make sure that Babs, you can hear everything, because we are.
I can hear everything. So what's it like to work on the beginning of a heat wave? Like, do you have to take extra precautions? Do you shut down early? What happens?
Well, we want to start as early as possible, but unfortunately, New Haven really won't allow us to start before 7. We would love to start at 6 because it's cooler, and then the guys can leave at 2:30 instead of 3:30 or something like that. But we'd like to make sure that there's an ample amount of water on the job so that the guys can stay hydrated. You know, and that's really the important thing, staying hydrated on days like today. Yesterday, it wasn't so much of a problem. But,
And that's about the
Training
noise
all that.
ordinance, right? In terms of starting earlier in the morning.
well, yeah, you know, every city and municipality has an ordinance, you know. And it really depends on the, you know, the area, you know, and the demographic and what the demographic requires.
I have kind of a bizarre question.
I hope I have an equally bizarre answer.
We were realizing that it would be pretty easy for us to just kind of wander onto the construction site. Because whenever I walk around here, I see a lot of people who are stopping to stare and are really interested in what's going on.
Yeah.
Is that an issue for
Well,
you? Of telling people that it's not a safe place for them to.
Well, we have usually these gates here are
Yeah.
closed and locked,
Oh, okay.
you know, and we keep them open during the day with somebody here. Today
Right.
it's me, or my associate who's cooling down in his car.
Yeah.
You know, just to make sure that, you know, because in the beginning people were coming and, you know, there's a lot of homeless people in the area, you know, so if someone asked to use the facilities, like John or Porta John,
Right.
I'm not going to say no,
Right.
you know, so we have to be very, very careful. We really should say no, but we can't. We just have to make sure they go in and out and don't hurt themselves, you know, so, but it really hasn't been a problem. Initially, it was because people were just parking here before we started the project. You know, so people would come in. It's like, hey, you know, you're in the way. Not really, you know. But so it hasn't been really a problem.
That's good to hear.
So can you tell us about the design of the new apartment building that's coming? Will it fit in with the aesthetic of the Pinto House and the adjacent buildings?
Well, it's you know, it's interesting because I mean this is a pretty eclectic neighborhood. There's all sorts of different architectural styles here, but I think that the building is a beautiful building. I think that the fact that the owners they had the option of taking that building down or moving it, and to their credit, they chose to move it and do something because the people in the area wanted to do it. Like, you know, lots of individuals, and it's a family. It's a family business that owns this, you know. And to their credit, you know, they was like, well, it's $25,000 to knock it down and put it in a dumpster, or $400,000 to do the restoration and the move. And they chose the $400,000. So that kind of says a lot. I don't know you. I feel like I'm talking to a hand.
It's Babs.
Hi, Babs.
Hi.
I don't think we asked either, because I know your title, but would you talk about your specific title in this project and what your day-to-day job is?
Sure. I am. It sounds so much better on paper. Trust me. I'm the president and CEO of New Home Solutions. New Home Solutions we're based out of Westchester County, Harrison, New York, and we are the owner's rep and the GC for the job. You know, so my day-to-day stuff is a lot more than just leaning against the railing here. But you know, basically, we provide the budget. I hire with the approval of the owners. You know, the subcontractors for the job, and communications with the city and the testing companies. So, you know, it's a mixed bag. On this particular job, we have another project going in New Haven now. It's on Olive Street. It's on the corner of Olive and Court. I have a superintendent on that job because for me, this job is very special because of the relocation and the restoration of this building. And we have my family has sort of an ongoing relationship with the family that owns the project. So I want to personally sort of be here as much as I can. You know, I can't always, but I'm going to try and be here the majority of the time.
So what happens to the house? Like, does it become part of the design, or, if it's their house now, is it their house now? What are they going to do with it?
Well, initially it was office. It was an office building. So we're going to try and restore it as as much as we can. And it's probably going to be, there were a few things bounced around, but I think ultimately it's probably going to be an office building of some sort. Whether it's going to have anything to do with this building or private, I don't know.
I'm also curious, some of the other projects that you've worked on, are there any that stand out, or like what are some of your favorite projects that you
It's exciting.
Well, my favorite project is my house in Florida. It was really nice in the winter. No, but I mean, we're relatively new to New Haven. You know, we've done projects in Manhattan and Westchester County, and a couple in Fairfield County. You know, so it's hard to say what favorite is because you kind of stop looking at. I've been doing
Right.
this for years.
How long have you been?
Well, let's see. I've had my own company for 20 years. Maybe more, actually, 21 years. And my family's always been in construction. So I guess you could say my father was in construction. His father was in construction. You know, I kind of feel like Marissa Tomei, you know, on that crazy movie, which you guys probably haven't seen because you're that much younger. My cousin Vinny.
Oh, I know it. I know
Oh,
it.
I don't
Yes,
remember it.
yes.
Thank
Oh
you.
no, I remember
That's
it because
okay. I love
I'm-
that.
I'm way older than them. So
Can I see you again? Close to my age, I can't tell. I'm pretty
No.
much fossil. I don't think you're close to my age. But
no,
I think you kind
59,
of know the stuff I'm talking about.
59. I'm close to your age. I know it.
You can edit all that out, by the way.
Okay, cool. So did you feel like any type of pressure at all then to get into construction because of your family's history, or?
No, I graduated. Okay, big reveal here. I graduated high school in 1974, and I went into the service. And then when I came out, I went to work for the family, you know, and I was actually physically working. You know, my eldest brother, Jimmy, started his company in 1960 out of his car. And by the mid 70s, he had 1,000 union employees. So that was pretty significant. You know, he never gave us anything per se, but he gave us opportunities, which I think is much more important. You know, and if you capitalized on those opportunities, you did well. If you didn't, I mean, you didn't. You know, that's kind of how it worked. And I've done a lot of different things, but always wound up back in construction.
And did you grow up in New York, Manhattan, you mentioned, or?
I grew up actually just outside of Manhattan in Westchester County,
Oh, okay.
in a town called Harrison, which was kind of a cool place. It was a small town, especially back then. You know, everything is exploding everywhere. Because of its proximity, Harrison has a train station running right through it. So naturally, right in the last 10 years, construction has been booming. But it's really a cool little town. It encompasses West Harrison and Purchase. So it's like three little things in one.
Cool. I like that. Babs, any final questions?
No, just be safe and be cool out there. I'm looking forward to
You
You
too.
know,
Take care in there. I hope you have the air on.
it's very cool where I am, so I don't really have air conditioning in my studio. It's very cool anyway, so you know.
Well, it was very nice to almost meet you.
Right.
Yes. Well, enjoy your day. I can't wait to see the finished product. We will follow along.
Stop by anytime.
Absolutely. Thanks, Maya and Nora. That's a good one. I learned a lot today.
Yes. Well, back to you, Babs.
Thank you, my dears. Be cool out there. Yes.